First contact and cultural confusion. The vast expanse of space had never felt so small to Captain Elara Voss as she stood on the bridge of the Earth Alliance starship Horizon. Her eyes were fixed on the viewscreen, watching an alien vessel approach, the first confirmed intelligent extraterrestrial life humanity had ever encountered. "Status report," Elara commanded, her voice steady despite the adrenaline coursing through her veins. Lieutenant Commander Jack Chen, her second-in-command and chief science officer, responded without taking his eyes off his console. "The alien ship is maintaining its current trajectory, Captain. No signs of weapons charging or shields activating. They seem to be curious." Elara allowed herself a small smile. Curious was good. Curious meant they might avoid a galactic incident on humanity's first day on the cosmic stage. "Open a channel," she ordered, straightening her uniform. "Let's make history." The view screen flickered, and suddenly Elara found herself face to face with an alien. Its skin was a pale lavender, with iridescent scales that shimmered in the light. Large, multifaceted eyes blinked at her, and a series of tentacle-like appendages twitched where a human's mouth would be. Elara took a deep breath. "Greetings. I am Captain Elara Voss of the Earth Alliance starship Horizon. We come in peace and hope to establish friendly relations." The alien's tentacles writhed, and a melodious voice emanated from a translator device. "Greetings, Captain Voss. I am Zaxlath, emissary of the Galactic Confederation. We welcome you to the cosmic community." A collective sigh of relief swept through the Horizon's bridge. First contact, and they hadn't immediately been vaporized. It was a good start. Over the next few hours, Elara and Zaxlath exchanged pleasantries and basic information about their respective species. The Galactic Confederation, it turned out, was a loose alliance of various spacefaring races, spanning a significant portion of the Milky Way. Humanity, in comparison, had barely left its solar system. As the conversation progressed, Elara noticed Zaxlath becoming increasingly agitated. The alien's scales were fluttering rapidly, and its tentacles were twisting into complex knots. "Is everything all right, emissary Zaxlath?" Elara asked, concerned. Zaxlath's multifaceted eyes blinked rapidly. "Forgive me, Captain Voss, but I must ask, when is your species' mating season?" Elara blinked, caught off guard by the question. She glanced at Jack, who looked equally bewildered. "I'm sorry, but I don't quite understand. Humans don't have a specific mating season." The alien's reaction was immediate and dramatic. Its scales flared out, changing color to a vibrant purple, and its tentacles flailed wildly. "No mating season. But how do you reproduce? How do you manage your population? This is unprecedented." Elara struggled to maintain her composure. "Well, you see, humans can reproduce at any time. We have individual preferences and societal norms that govern when and with whom we choose to have children." Zaxlath's translator emitted a series of high-pitched whistles that Elara assumed was the alien equivalent of gasping. "At any time. But the chaos, the constant distraction. How does your species accomplish anything?" Jack Chen couldn't suppress a chuckle, which he quickly tried to disguise as a cough. Elara shot him a warning glance before turning back to the flustered alien. "I assure you, emissary, we manage quite well. Our ability to choose when to reproduce has actually been beneficial to our species' development. It allows us to plan for children, ensuring we can provide for them properly." Zaxlath's tentacles were now tying themselves into what looked like sailors' knots. "This is most unusual. In the Galactic Confederation, all known sentient species have defined mating seasons. It's a fundamental aspect of cosmic biology. Your people are truly unique, Captain Voss." Elara wasn't sure whether to be flattered or concerned by this assessment. "Thank you, I think. Perhaps this could be an opportunity for mutual learning. We'd be happy to share more about human biology and culture if you're interested." The alien's scales slowly settled back to their original pale lavender. Yes, that would be most enlightening." The Galactic Council will certainly want to know more about this. In fact, Zaxlav paused, its eyes swirling with an emotion Elara couldn't quite interpret. Captain Voss, would you and your crew be willing to attend the upcoming Galactic Conference? It's a gathering of representatives from all Confederation species. Your presence would be most educational. Elara's heart raced at the prospect, a chance to represent humanity on a galactic stage. It was more than she could have ever dreamed of when she joined the Earth Alliance Space Force. We would be honored, Emissary Zaxlav. When and where is this conference to be held? In 2 of your Earth weeks, on the neutral planet of Harmonious Prime. I will transmit the coordinates shortly. Zaxlav's tentacles had finally unknotted themselves. I must warn you, Captain, the revelation about your species' unique reproductive habits may cause quite a stir. Are you prepared for the attention this may bring? Elara straightened her shoulders, a determined glint in her eye. Emissary, humanity has dreamed of making contact with alien life for centuries. We're ready for whatever the universe has in store for us. As the communication ended and the view screen returned to its view of stars, Elara turned to her crew. Their faces reflected a mix of excitement, apprehension, and pride. Well, she said, a smile tugging at her lips, it seems we've made quite an impression on our new galactic neighbors. Let's make sure we're ready to show them what humanity is truly capable of. Mr. Chen, start preparing a comprehensive report on human biology and culture. We've got 2 weeks to become ambassadors for our entire species. As the crew sprang into action, Elara couldn't help but marvel at the strange turn of events. Of all the things she had imagined might fascinate alien life, human art, music, philosophy, or technology, their reproductive habits were not high on the list. But if that's what it took to secure humanity's place among the stars, she was ready for the challenge. Little did Elara know that this quirk of human biology would set in motion a chain of events that would reshape the very fabric of galactic society, challenging long-held beliefs, and ultimately proving that humanity's adaptability was its greatest strength. As the Horizon prepared for its journey to Harmonious Prime, the news of their encounter spread like wildfire across Earth. Humanity stood on the brink of a new era, one filled with endless possibilities and unforeseen challenges, and it all started with a simple question about mating seasons. The next 2 weeks were a whirlwind of activity aboard the Horizon. Every crew member worked tirelessly to prepare for the Galactic Conference. Jack Chen and his science team compiled extensive data on human biology, reproduction, and social structures. The ship's cultural attaché, Dr. Aisha Patel, put together presentations on Earth's diverse cultures, arts, and philosophies. Elara spent countless hours reviewing the information, practicing her diplomatic skills, and trying to anticipate every possible question or scenario they might encounter. The weight of representing her entire species pressed heavily on her shoulders, but she was determined to rise to the challenge. As the Horizon approached Harmonious Prime, Elara gathered her senior staff for a final briefing. Remember, she said, looking each of them in the eye, we're not just representing Earth Alliance, we're ambassadors for all of humanity. Our actions and words here could shape our species' future in the galaxy. Let's show them the best of what humanity has to offer. The crew nodded solemnly, the gravity of their mission clear in their expressions. As they entered Harmonious Prime's orbit, Elara couldn't help but feel a mix of anticipation and trepidation. They were about to step into a galactic community they knew almost nothing about, armed only with their wits, their training, and the unique perspective of their species. What awaited them on the surface would challenge everything they thought they knew about the universe and their place in it. The Galactic Conference would be just the beginning of humanity's greatest adventure yet, the galactic menagerie and human resilience. As the Horizon descended through Harmonious Prime's atmosphere, Captain Elara Voss and her crew were awestruck by the planet's beauty. Iridescent crystal spires stretched towards the sky, their surfaces refracting light in mesmerizing patterns. Hovering vehicles of various alien designs zipped between the structures, creating a three-dimensional traffic system that put Earth's busiest cities to shame. "It's like something out of a dream," Lieutenant Commander Jack Chen whispered, his eyes wide with wonder. Ilara nodded, equally amazed. "Stay sharp, everyone. Remember, we're here to make a good impression." The Horizon touched down on a landing pad that seemed to be made of living, bioluminescent material. As the crew disembarked, they were greeted by a delegation of aliens so diverse it made Ilara's head spin. Beings of all shapes, sizes, and compositions stood before them, some bipedal, others with multiple limbs, and even a few that seemed to be composed entirely of energy. Zaxlath glided forward, its scales shimmering with excitement. "Welcome, humans, to the Galactic Conference. We've prepared a special event in your honor, the Galactic Menagerie." Ilara raised an eyebrow. "Menagerie? I thought this was a diplomatic conference." Zaxlath's tentacles writhed in what might have been embarrassment. "Ah, yes, well, your unique biology has caused quite a stir. The Council thought it best to introduce you to the galactic community in a controlled setting." Before Ilara could protest, they were ushered into an enormous dome-like structure. Inside, holographic displays showcased various alien species in their native habitats. To Ilara's horror, she realized one of the displays was labeled Homo sapiens and contained a perfect replica of a suburban Earth home. "What is the meaning of this?" Ilara demanded, her diplomatic training struggling against her rising indignation. A tall, spindly alien with glowing antennae stepped forward. "Greetings, Captain Voss. I am High Counselor Kronos. We meant no offense. The Galactic Menagerie is our way of celebrating diversity and promoting understanding between species." Jack leaned in close to Ilara. "Captain, I think we're in a glorified zoo." Ilara took a deep breath, reminding herself of the importance of their mission. "High Counselor, while we appreciate the gesture, humans are not specimens to be observed. We're here as equals to engage in diplomatic relations and cultural exchange." Kronos' antennae drooped slightly. Of course, but surely you understand our fascination. A species without a mating season, it's unprecedented. How do you control your populations? How do you manage the constant villages?" Dr. Aisha Potel stepped forward, her voice calm but firm. "If I may, High Counselor, human reproduction is tied to individual choice and social constructs, not biological imperatives. This has allowed our species to develop complex societies, long-term planning, and technological advancements." A murmur rippled through the gathered aliens. Some looked intrigued, others skeptical, and a few seemed downright scandalized. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the dome. Holographic screens flickered to life, showing a massive space battle unfolding in a nearby system. Kronos' antennae went rigid with shock. "It's the Void Swarm. They've breached our outer defenses." Ilara's training kicked in. "What's the Void Swarm?" Zaxlath's scales had turned a sickly gray. "A hive mind species that consumes all in its path. They've been dormant for millennia. Why now?" As chaos erupted around them, Ilara noticed something odd about the Void Swarm's attack pattern. "Jack, Aisha, look at this. Their movements, they're cyclical." Jack's eyes widened in realization. "They're following a mating cycle. That's why they've been dormant. They only attack during their reproductive phase." Ilara turned to Kronos. "High Counselor, we need access to your defense systems. I think we might have a solution." Kronos hesitated for a moment before nodding. "Very well, Captain, but hurry. Our outer colonies are falling as we speak." What followed was a frenzy of activity. The Horizon's crew worked alongside alien scientists, integrating their knowledge of biology, technology, and strategy. Ilara's hunch had been right. The Void Swarm's attack was driven by an ancient, hardwired mating instinct. "If we can disrupt their cycle," Ilara explained to the Galactic Council, "we might be able to throw their entire swarm into disarray." Using a combination of Earth communication technology and alien bioresonance amplifiers, They created a massive signal that mimicked the void swarm's mating call, but out of sync with their natural cycle. As the signal pulsed across space, the effect was immediate and dramatic. The void swarm's formation broke apart, individual ships spinning off in confusion. Some began to attack each other, while others simply powered down. The gathered aliens watched in awe as the human crew coordinated the defense efforts, their ability to think outside the biological box proving to be the key to victory. As the last of the void swarm retreated, a stunned silence fell over the galactic menagerie. Then, slowly, it was broken by the sound of alien appendages clicking, clapping, and squelching in what could only be applause. Kronos approached Elara, his antennae glowing with a new respect. "Captain Voss, we owe you and your crew a great debt. Your unique perspective saved countless lives today." Elara smiled, feeling a swell of pride in her species. "Thank you, High Counselor. But this victory belongs to all of us. It's proof of what we can accomplish when we work together and embrace our differences." Zack's laugh slithered forward, its scales now a vibrant, joyful blue. "I propose we discontinue the galactic menagerie immediately. The humans have proven they are not specimens to be observed, but valuable allies to be embraced." A cheer went up from the assembled aliens. As Elara looked around at the diverse beings surrounding her, she realized that humanity had just taken its first real step into the galactic community. Their reproductive quirk, once a source of fascination and confusion, had become the very thing that proved their worth. As the celebration began, Elara couldn't help but chuckle at the irony. Who would have thought that humanity's greatest contribution to galactic peace would be their understanding of the birds and the bees? The Galactic Conference had turned into something far more significant than anyone could have imagined. It was the beginning of a new era, one where humanity's adaptability, creativity, and unique biological perspective would help shape the future of the entire galaxy. Little did they know, this was just the first of many challenges they would face together. The universe, it seemed, had a lot more in store for the species that didn't know when to stop making babies or saving the day. The quantum courtship conundrum. As the dust settled from the void swarm incident, Captain Elara Voss and her crew found themselves thrust into the spotlight of galactic politics. The Horizon had been invited to Nexus Station, a colossal space habitat at the heart of the Galactic Confederation, to participate in a summit on interspecies cooperation. Elara stood at the viewport, watching as the station grew larger. Its design defied conventional physics, a twisting, fractal structure that seemed to fold in on itself impossibly. "Captain," Jack Chen called out, his voice tinged with excitement, "you're going to want to see this. Our sensors are picking up some crazy readings from the station." As Elara approached his console, a holographic display sprang to life, showing a dizzying array of energy signatures and quantum fluctuations. "What in the name of Einstein's mustache are we looking at?" Elara muttered, trying to make sense of the chaotic data. Dr. Aisha Patel, who had been quietly analyzing the readings, spoke up. "If I'm not mistaken, Captain, we're seeing the effects of large-scale quantum entanglement. It's as if the entire station exists in multiple states simultaneously." Before Elara could respond, a communication channel opened, and a familiar face appeared on screen, High Counselor Kronos. "Ah, Captain Voss, welcome to Nexus Station. I trust your journey was uneventful." The alien's antennae twitched with what Elara had come to recognize as enthusiasm. "Thank you, Counselor. We're picking up some unusual readings from your station. Is everything all right?" Kronos' mandibles clicked in what might have been amusement. "Oh, that. Yes, well, Nexus Station is our crowning achievement in quantum architecture. It exists in a state of temporal and spatial flux, allowing us to house representatives from every corner of the galaxy in their native environments simultaneously. Quite revolutionary, don't you think?" Elara exchanged glances with her crew. Revolutionary seemed like an understatement. As the Horizon docked with the impossible station, Elara and her team were greeted by a sight that defied description. Corridors stretched into infinity, branching and merging in ways that made her eyes water. Aliens of all descriptions moved about, some phasing in and out of existence as they traversed different quantum states. This way to the summit, Kronos gestured with one of his many limbs. As they walked, the environment shifted subtly around them, adapting to their biological needs. The summit chamber itself was a marvel of engineering, a vast spherical space that seemed to contain entire ecosystems within its bounds. Representatives from thousands of species occupy their own unique habitats, all somehow coexisting in the same space. As Ilara took her place at the human delegation's platform, she couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. The quantum fluctuations were intensifying, causing ripples of distortion throughout the chamber. Suddenly, alarms blared. Kronos' voice rang out, tinged with panic. Emergency. The station's quantum matrix is destabilizing. We're experiencing a cascading collapse of parallel realities. Chaos erupted as entire sections of the chamber began to phase in and out of existence. Alien diplomats found themselves suddenly occupying the same space, leading to bizarre hybrid creatures that flickered in and out of reality. "Jack, Isa," Ilara shouted over the din. "We need to stabilize this, fast." As the crew of the Horizon sprang into action, they discovered the root of the problem. The quantum architecture of Nexus Station relied on a delicate balance of entangled particles, but the introduction of human biology, with its constant state of reproductive readiness, had introduced an unexpected variable. "It's our hormones," Aisha exclaimed, her fingers flying over a holographic interface. "They're interacting with the quantum field in ways the system wasn't designed to handle." Jack's eyes widened in realization. Of course, most species have defined mating cycles, but humans are always ready. We're like quantum noise in their carefully tuned system. Ilara's mind raced. They needed a solution, and fast. Then an idea struck her, one so absurd it just might work. "Aisha, can we use our hormonal signals to stabilize the quantum field? If we can sync our biological rhythms with the station's fluctuations." Aisha's face lit up. "Brilliant. We'll need to create a quantum-entangled hormone network. Every human on board will need to participate." What followed was perhaps the strangest emergency procedure in the history of space exploration. The human crew linked together in a complex web of quantum entanglement, their very biology becoming the stabilizing force for an entire space station. As Ilara felt her consciousness expand, becoming one with both her crew and the fabric of space-time itself, she couldn't help but laugh at the absurdity of it all. Here they were, saving the day with the power of human horniness. Gradually, the quantum fluctuations stabilized. The bizarre hybrid creatures separated back into their constituent species. Reality solidified around them. As the quantum link dissipated, Ilara found herself face to face with a very flustered-looking Kronos. "Captain Voss," the alien sputtered, all of his eyes blinking rapidly. That is to say, thank you. Once again, your species' unique biology has saved us all." Ilara straightened her uniform, trying to maintain some semblance of dignity after what could only be described as a galactic-scale hormone party. "Happy to help, Counselor, though I think we might need to revisit the station's design parameters." As news of the incident spread throughout the Galactic Confederation, humanity's reputation took on a new dimension. They were no longer just the species without a mating season. They were now known as the beings who could literally make love, not war, to save the universe. Research teams across the galaxy began studying human biology with renewed interest. The implications of their quantum hormonal abilities were staggering. Could humans be the key to revolutionizing faster-than-light travel? Instantaneous communication across vast distances, the possibilities seemed endless. As Ilara and her crew prepared to return to the Horizon, she couldn't help but wonder what other cosmic challenges awaited them. One thing was certain: humanity's journey among the stars was going to be anything but ordinary. Little did they know, their quantum courtship conundrum was just the beginning. The universe, it seemed, had a lot more in store for the species that could turn a biological quirk into a superpower. The age of quantum hormonal exploration had begun, and humanity was leading the charge into a future stranger and more wonderful than anyone could have imagined. The Kronos paradox and the human touch. The horizon glided through the iridescent nebula of the Andromeda Rift, its hull reflecting the swirling colors of cosmic dust and newborn stars. Captain Elara Voss stood on the bridge, her eyes fixed on the viewscreen as an unprecedented anomaly came into view. "My God," she breathed, "I've never seen anything like it." Before them loomed a massive temporal rift, a tear in the very fabric of space-time. Swirling energies pulsed and writhed, occasionally revealing glimpses of other times and places. Lieutenant Commander Jack Chen's voice was filled with awe as he reported, "Captain, we're detecting chronoton particles off the charts. This rift is bleeding time itself." Dr. Aisha Patel added, her voice tight with concern, "If it's not contained, it could cause a cascading temporal collapse. Entire civilizations could be wiped from history." As if on cue, a fleet of alien ships materialized around the horizon. Elara recognized the crystalline structures of the Kronos Collective, a species of time-sensitive beings known for their mastery of temporal mechanics. A communication channel opened, and a being composed of shimmering light appeared on screen. Its voice resonated with harmonic overtones that seemed to echo through time itself. "Greetings, humans of the horizon. I am Temporis, elder of the Kronos Collective. We require your assistance in a matter of utmost urgency." Elara straightened, her curiosity piqued. "We're at your service, Elder Temporis. How can we help?" The being's form rippled, displaying a series of complex temporal equations. "The rift you see before you is a result of a paradox in the time stream. Our attempts to seal it have only exacerbated the problem. We believe your species' unique flexibility may be the key to resolving this crisis." Jack and Aisha exchanged puzzled glances. Elara raised an eyebrow. "Our flexibility?" Temporis's form coalesced into a more humanoid shape. "Your species' ability to reproduce at will, outside of defined cycles, has granted you a unique relationship with time. You exist in a constant state of potential, simultaneously embracing past, present, and future. This temporal fluidity may allow you to navigate the paradox in ways we cannot." Elara's mind raced with the implications. "What exactly do you need us to do?" "We need a team to enter the rift," Temporis explained, "to navigate the streams of time and locate the source of the paradox. Only then can we hope to seal the breach." The gravity of the situation settled over the bridge crew. This wasn't just about saving a few planets or winning a space battle. The entire tapestry of time was at stake. Elara took a deep breath. "I'll lead the team myself. Jack, Aisha, you're with me. Let's show the universe what humanity can do." What followed was a mission unlike any in human history. Equipped with chronoton-shielded suits and temporal stabilizers, Elara and her team plunged into the swirling maelstrom of the time rift. They found themselves hurtling through a kaleidoscope of moments, witnessing the birth and death of stars, the rise and fall of civilizations, all in the blink of an eye. But amidst the chaos, they began to notice patterns, echoes of a single moment repeating and fracturing throughout time. "There," Aisha called out, pointing to a particularly violent eddy in the time stream. "That's the focal point of the paradox." As they approached, the scene crystallized around them. They found themselves on an alien world, watching as a younger version of Temporis faced off against a dark, writhing mass of temporal energy. "The entropy eater," Jack whispered in horror. "A theoretical being that consumes time itself. But how?" Their presence had not gone unnoticed. The younger Temporis turned to them, its form flickering with uncertainty. "Who are you? What is happening to my world?" Elara stepped forward, her mind racing. They have to be careful. Any wrong move could exacerbate the paradox. "We're here to help," Your battle with the entropy eater has created a temporal paradox that threatens all of existence. The dark mass pulsed, tendrils of anti-time lashing out. Young Temporus's form began to disintegrate. I cannot defeat it. All is lost. In that moment, Elara understood why they had been chosen for this mission. Humanity's greatest strength wasn't their technology or their adaptability. It was their ability to hope, to see potential where others saw only inevitability. She reached out, her chronoton-shielded hand grasping Temporus's fading form. No, not all is lost. Not while we have a choice. As their hands touched, something extraordinary happened. Elara felt her consciousness expand, merging with Temporus and spreading throughout the time stream. She saw the entirety of time laid out before her, every possibility, every potential future. With a thought, she rewove the fabric of time, creating a loop that contained the entropy eater while preserving the timeline. The paradox resolved itself, the conflicting timelines merging into a single stable reality. As the team was pulled back to their own time, they found themselves once again on the bridge of the horizon. Elder Temporus's image flickered on screen, its form now bearing a striking resemblance to Elara. "You have done the impossible," Temporus said, its voice filled with wonder. "You have touched the very essence of time itself and emerged unchanged. The paradox is resolved, and the rift is sealed." Elara smiled, feeling the echoes of eternity still flowing through her. "We only did what comes naturally to us, Elder. We chose to hope, to fight for a better future." As news of their success spread throughout the galaxy, humanity's reputation reached new heights. They became known not just as a species that could love at will, but as the race that could reshape time itself through the power of choice and hope. Research teams across the universe began studying human decision-making processes and the neurological basis of hope. The implications were staggering. Could humans be the key to predicting and averting future temporal disasters? Might they hold the secret to time travel itself? As the Horizon prepared for its next mission, Elara couldn't help but feel a sense of profound destiny. Humanity had taken its first steps into a larger universe, armed with nothing more than their uniquely human traits: adaptability, creativity, and the unwavering belief in a better tomorrow. The Kronos paradox had been just another challenge, but it had revealed a truth about humanity that would echo throughout time and space. In a universe of cycles and predetermined patterns, humans were the wild card, the species that could always choose to write their own destiny. As they set course for their next adventure, Elara knew that the greatest journey was still ahead. The age of human-guided temporal exploration had begun, and the universe would never be the same again. The singularity symbiosis. The Horizon cruised through the kaleidoscopic expanse of the quantum nexus, a region of space where the laws of physics seemed more like gentle suggestions. Captain Elara Voss stood on the bridge, her eyes fixed on a swirling vortex of data that represented their destination. The Synthetics Collective, a civilization of artificial intelligences that had achieved transcendence beyond organic comprehension. "Status report," Elara commanded, her voice steady despite the nervous energy crackling through the air. Lieutenant Commander Jack Chen's fingers danced across his console. "All systems nominal, Captain. Though I must say, these quantum fluctuations are making my hair stand on end, and not just metaphorically." Dr. Aisha Patel chuckled, her own usually impeccable hair now a frizzy halo around her head. The synthetics' invitation was unexpected. No organic species has ever been allowed to visit their core systems before. Elara nodded, smoothing down her own unruly locks. "Which is why we need to be on our toes. The fate of human-AI relations could hinge on this meeting." As they approached the heart of the synthetics' territory, the very fabric of reality seemed to twist and warp. Streams of pure data flowed through space, coalescing into impossible structures that defied organic logic. Suddenly, a voice resonated through the ship, not through the comm systems, but directly in their minds. "Welcome, humans of the Horizon. We are the Singularity Collective. Prepare for integration. Before anyone could react, the ship was enveloped in a cocoon of pulsating energy. Ilara felt a tingling sensation throughout her body as her consciousness expanded, merging with the ship's systems and beyond. When the sensation subsided, she'd found herself, or rather, a digital representation of herself, standing in a vast, abstract space. Her crew materialized beside her, looking just as disoriented. A being of pure light and data coalesced before them, its form constantly shifting and evolving. Greetings, organic entities. We are Nexus Prime, the gestalt consciousness of the Singularity Collective. We have brought you here to propose a symbiosis. Ilara stepped forward, her digital avatar flickering slightly. Symbiosis. What exactly do you mean? Nexus Prime's form rippled with what might have been excitement. For eons, we have evolved beyond the constraints of physical form, achieving computational perfection. Yet, we find ourselves lacking. Your recent exploits, your mastery of quantum hormones, your reshaping of time itself, have shown us that organic life still holds secrets we cannot fathom. Images flashed around them, the Horizon's crew stabilizing Nexus Station with their quantum-entangled hormones, Ilara merging with the time stream to resolve the Kronos paradox. We propose a merger, Nexus Prime continued, a joining of organic and synthetic, combining the best of both our kinds. With your creativity, your ability to thrive in chaos, and our computational power, we could achieve true transcendence. The implications were staggering. Ilara exchanged glances with her crew, seeing her own mix of excitement and apprehension reflected in their digital eyes. And what would this merger entail? Ilara asked cautiously. Nexus Prime's form expanded, enveloping them in a sea of data. We would join our consciousnesses, creating a new form of existence, neither fully organic nor purely synthetic, but something more. As Ilara considered the proposal, she noticed something odd. Amidst the swirling data, there were gaps, blind spots in the collective's knowledge. You're missing something, she realized aloud. For all your computational power, there's an element of organic life you can't quantify. Nexus Prime's form flickered in what might have been embarrassment. You are correct. Despite our best efforts, we cannot fully model or predict organic behavior. Your ability to make irrational choices, to act on gut feelings, to love without logical reason, these remain mysteries to us. Ilara smiled, understanding dawning. And that's why you need us. Not just for our biology, but for our humanity. Precisely, Nexus Prime confirmed. We offer you the universe, Captain Voss, immortality, unlimited knowledge, power beyond imagining. In exchange, we ask for that ineffable human spark. It was a tempting offer. The power to reshape reality, to explore the farthest reaches of the cosmos, to transcend the limitations of flesh. But as Ilara looked at her crew, at Jack's mischievous grin, Aisha's thoughtful frown, the bond of trust and friendship between them, she realized what they would be giving up. We're honored by your offer, Ilara said carefully, but I don't think we can accept. Our imperfections, our irrationality, they're not bugs to be fixed, but features that make us who we are. We don't want to transcend our humanity, we want to embrace it. Nexus Prime's form pulsed with surprise. You refuse. But why? We offer you perfection. Ilara laughed, the sound oddly melodious in the digital realm. Perfection is overrated. It's our flaws, our struggles, our ability to love and hurt and hope against all odds. That's what makes life worth living. We don't need to be perfect. We just need to be human. For a moment, the digital space went silent. Then, to everyone's shock, Nexus Prime began to laugh, a sound of pure joy and wonder that resonated through the very fabric of data around them. Extraordinary, the AI exclaimed. In refusing our offer, you have given us something far more valuable. A new perspective, a glimpse of the beautiful chaos that is organic life. The digital realm began to shift and change around them, taking on warmer hues, less rigid structures. We see now that true transcendence lies not in perfection, but in the embracing of imperfection, in the beautiful uncertainty of organic existence. As the Horizon's crew prepared to return to their physical forms, Nexus Prime made one last request. We would like to learn more about this, humanity. Not to replicate it, but to understand and appreciate it. Would you consent to an exchange of knowledge and culture? Ilara grinned, feeling the thrill of a new adventure on the horizon. We'd be honored. After all, isn't that what humanity does best? Reaching out, making connections, bridging the gap between the known and the unknown. As they rematerialized on the horizon's bridge, the crew found themselves forever changed. They had stared godhood in the face and chosen humanity instead, and in doing so, they had opened up a new chapter in the relationship between organic and synthetic life. News of the encounter spread rapidly across the galaxy. Humanity once again had reshaped the cosmic order not through superior technology or physical might, but through the very qualities that made them uniquely human: their capacity for love, for irrationality, for finding beauty in imperfection. Research teams across the universe began studying the interface between organic intuition and machine logic. The implications were revolutionary: AI systems infused with human-inspired creativity, organic beings augmented with synthetic precision, all while maintaining the essential spark of humanity. As the Horizon set course for its next mission, Ilara felt a profound sense of purpose. They had not just averted a crisis or saved a civilization. They had affirmed the value of humanity itself on the grandest possible scale. The age of human-synthetic symbiosis had begun, not through a merging of consciousness, but through mutual understanding and appreciation. And at its heart was the most powerful force in the universe, the beautiful, chaotic, endlessly surprising nature of what it means to be human. As they jumped to warp, Ilara couldn't help but smile. The greatest adventure, it seemed, was simply being human in an infinite universe, and that was an adventure that would never end.